Let's play some Mage Knight. Welcome back. Norowas, round 2, beginning of the first night. Let's get right into it. First, let's take a look at the offers, starting with the units. We've got the Utim Crossbowmen, the Peasants, and the Shock Troops. Utim Crossbowmen, recruitable both at a keep and a village. Shock Troops at a keep, Peasants at a village. Good thing is we are, in fact, sitting on top of a keep. No villages around, but don't really think we want another set of peasants regardless. The Shock Troops are interesting. Their ability to be able to reduce one enemy attack by 3 and then have that damage come to them regardless of assassination is really, really good to soak up a elemental attack that has assassination and paralyze on it. Force them to take that attack, saving you a lot of potential block or losing your entire hand. Utim Crossbowmen, up and down the street unit, definitely not too bad. Moving on to the actions and the spells. We've got Blood Ritual, which we definitely have our eye on. Pure Magic, Heroic Tale. Heroic Tale, less interested in. We've already got Noble Manners. We've already got Bonds of Loyalty. We've got good access to influence. Pure Magic is great, but it is definitely mana hungry, and we don't have any real great ways to generate mana at the moment. Chill, great spell. Ability to cause something to not attack or lower their armor. Two things I definitely like. Mana Bolt, also a great skill, but again, also very mana hungry. Snowstorm, just good all around. Siege Ice Attack 8 is great when taking on cities. Let's take a look at our hand. Rage, March, Concentration, Determination, Crystallize, and Stamina. We also were able to get 2 units. Magic Familiars using our Bonds of Loyalty as well as our Peasants. So had a pretty good first day. Also at the beginning of this round, we need to ante up for our Familiars. We choose to use red. That's all we have for attack. So not my ideal mana choice to put on the Magic Familiars. Again, I prefer white or green. Probably white, slightly over green. Let's take a look at the rest of our deck. Our spoils from the very first day were Crushing Bolt and Burning Shield. Burning Shield got its very first kill, taking out the Shock Troops on the keep, if you recall. And Crushing Bolt, just an all-around good advanced action. Get a crystal, do some siege attack. Can never go wrong with bolts. Let's jump back to the map and see what our strategy wants to be for this very first night. So we've definitely got some exploring to do. We're sitting here on our keep, which is going to up our hand size to 6, which is great. We do have this Ruins next to us, which again I think is just slightly outside of our league, especially with our opening hand. Mage Tower up here could be interesting. There were a couple of spells we were interested, mainly, all of them have some level of interest to them, even though Mana Bolt tends to be a little, maybe more mana hungry than I'm looking for at the moment. But I think our first course of action is to set off, explore here, and see what other options that we might have. Let's go to our tactics. We have From the Dusk, Long Night, Mana Search, Midnight Meditation, Preparation, and Sparing Power. I'd like to go early if I can. That's definitely one of the things that I'm trying to do with my tactics selection. Is basically go earlier unless I can find an incredibly good reason to go later. Preparation and Sparing Power, always really good. Night tactics a little later in the game. Don't necessarily need them right now. Source consists of green, blue, and a gold. Making Mana Search, never a bad choice. I decided to go with Long Night. I figure odds are I'm going to go first. If I can stay ahead of the dummy, maybe I'll get some more cards. Maybe I'll have some interesting things that I reveal up here later that I can stock up on a couple of extra cards to go on and take out. So I do in fact take Long Night. And Brattlelore takes Mana Search. And we are off. We start by playing Stamina with a blue die for 4 movement to explore this tile. And we uncover an Ancient Ruin, which we're not sure what it is, Keep, which we're not sure what it is, and a Monster Den. Monster Dens aren't the greatest, just because they only give you potentially 2 random crystals, or even worse, you get the +1 fame if you roll poorly. But it is a brown unit, it is fame, it is something to do. So I choose to march for 2 movement. I've got 2 movement remaining from my stamina, giving me plenty of movement to move on to the Monster Den. At the end of the turn, this blue die rerolls itself red, and we end our turn. Mr. B takes his first turn drawing 5 cards. He's got 12 left. Again, our 6-card hand size. The mod is expertly knowing that we are adjacent to our own keep and giving us a hand size increase for that. Thank you very much. Pretty straightforward turn. We just play Crystallize with a red die to take a red crystal, and that is all. All right, end of this turn. We reroll this gold. Source definitely not making our life any easier. And we go on to our next turn. We enter the Monster Den to discover the Cryptworm. How do we take out this Cryptworm? We take it out by playing Concentration, a green die, and a Determination for block 7, just plenty to block the Cryptworm. And we bring our Magic Familiars on in for 5 attack, toss in a Swiftness for 6, and that's enough to take down the Cryptworm. This green die gets re-rolled red, and end our turn. stamp this monster den in the name of Mr. Norwald, and let's go get our combat rewards. We roll to figure out what color of crystals we in fact get, and we roll a gold and a black. So one is our choice and the other is a fame. We end up taking a white crystal and giving ourselves an additional fame, just one shy of leveling up. And our rewards are claimed. Ravelor. It's got 5 cards left. Should have 2-3 turns left. And what are we doing? So I decided I want to come up and I want to check out what this keep is. Another opportunity to explore. We don't know what these ruins are, unfortunately, because it is night time. I decide not to go over here to this mage tower, I think largely because of these orc war beasts here, which is a pretty low-value thing to spend resources on. I don't really plan on taking this ancient ruins, even though I'm maybe getting closer to it. And I don't want to get trapped behind these lakes and basically forced to take these guys out, otherwise I'd have to backtrack. So I end up wanting to go this direction, take a look at this keep, take a look at this tile. We draw our march, swiftness, improvisation, noble manners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards remaining. Still got Burning Shield in our hand, still got Crushing Bolt in our hand, still got a Rejuvenate. Still have some influence, so some cards we can do some things with. We play Improvisation plus the red die. We discard March for 5 move, plus a Stamina for 7 move. We pay 3, we come up here, we flip this keep to reveal the heroes, and we use our remaining movement, and the stamina will be played to, in fact, assault these heroes. Now, unfortunately, the heroes give a -1 fame, which, as Norowas and trying to collect units isn't exactly helpful. We can offset that a little bit with Noble Manners giving us a +1 fame, but that's a little unfortunate. We simply take 2 wounds to the face. We play our peasants, a rage, and a swiftness for attack 5, taking out the heroes and claiming their keep as our own. Already knows I should lose 2 rep. Man, nice work, mod. End of this round, we re-roll this dice green, and we end our turn to get our level ups. But first, sorry about that, but first we must claim this keep in the name of Mr. Norwald. And let's go take a look at our level up rewards. Inspiration and Calming the Weather. Again, not much of a choice. This is my second favorite Norowas skill behind Bonds of Loyalty. We for sure take that. And amongst Heroic Tale, don't really looking for influence right now. Pure Magic, pretty mana hungry, don't really have great sources to generate tokens and crystals. We go ahead and take Blood Ritual, which is in fact a way to generate crystals and tokens. Diplomacy comes out, again, not the most exciting choice for me. Bredelar goes ahead and draws his final card, giving us 2 turns left. We have a 7-card hand because we are the proud owners of 1 and 2 keeps now. We start off by playing Blood Ritual, using a red crystal, giving us the stronger effect of Blood Ritual, which forces us to take a wound, and we can gain 3 mana tokens of any color. We choose to take a white, and a red. Now we play Mana Draw. We use one of those white crystals. We take one of these gold die, and we set it to red, giving ourselves 2 more red crystals. We play Noble Manners, use one of these white crystals for influence of 4. Threaten plus one of the red crystals for a total influence of 9 and a reputation of -1. And we grab ourselves some Utem Crossbowmen. Now we pay a red token to, in fact, get a red crystal. A lot of crystal gymnastics to generate 9 influence, so that's how we did it. Now, because we use Noble Manners, we get a additional positive rep and additional positive fame. Taking a look where we are at, we still got 5 to go to level up. And because we still have a 7-card hand size, we've got 4 cards, we're going to draw 3 cards. This actually is going to trigger Long Night, which is going to randomly put 3 cards from my discard back into my draw deck. And we go ahead and end our turn. Bravelar calls end of round. This will be our last turn. So these 3 cards sitting in our hand from Long Night actually become worthless. We don't end up being able to use them. I thought I was going maybe a little quicker than I was. I guess I did take a couple of slow turns, one with that Crystallize, and another one that was just exploring and moving. But so not the greatest tactic choice for the night. Mana Search probably would have been a better choice. But then again, maybe I wouldn't have gone first. Who knows? Let's start our last turn. So here we are up here on our brand new keep. We have 2 explorable locations, of which I reveal by playing Inspiration untapping the Magic Familiars, reusing them again for a move 3. Again, why the white crystal is always incredibly valuable there. That allows us to explore to the northwest, revealing another Mage Tower, a village, and some hags. Finally, we take our leftover move from Magic Familiars. We play a Rage for another move, and we explore up this direction, covering a whole bunch of stuff. Village, maze, keep, and a red and white. They're called mines when they're multiple crystals. Deep mine. We play Rejuvenation with our green die. Get rid of some wounds. We play Crushing Bolt, giving ourselves a green crystal. And that completes about everything that we can do. Don't really have the movement to get anywhere to maybe try to take out these hags with Burning Shield. Don't know what these ruins are. Plus, won't be able to get over there and deal with it anyway. So we are at the end of the first night. Let's take a look at what advanced actions we may want to get rid of. For certain, Heroic Tail is something we want to get rid of. So we're going to get rid of this. There's a fancy way to put it under the deck, but tried it and it didn't seem to work very well for me. So just as easy to put it over there. Mana Bolt I decide to leave in. Now that we've got Blood Ritual, I do have some way to get some mana. This might be a good pickup a little bit later, so I let it hang around. Before we clean anything up, let's review how our very first night went. We started off on this keep, taking a lot of use of the extra hand size. Went over here, took down a monster den, got ourselves a crystal and a fame, not a huge reward. Explored a number of tiles. These two came up here, took out this keep, and explored 2 more tiles. So got ourselves a unit, leveled up, got a very, very good skill with Inspiration, explored 4 tiles. All in all, I think a decent night out the back of a pretty good day. Overall, a good start for Mr. Norwald. And we will see you in round 3.